Yes, for those two. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this meeting of Council for 26th November. Central Goldfields Shire respectfully acknowledges and extends its appreciation to the Dja Dja Wurrung people, the traditional owners of the land we're standing on today. We pay our respects to elders, to leaders and elders past, present and emerging, for they hold the memories, traditions and culture of the hopes of the Dja Dja Wurrung people. To the prayer. Almighty God, we ask you to be present in this council, direct and guide our deliberations. We ask that you grant us wisdom and sensitivity as we deal with the business of the Central Goldfields Shire. May each decision that we advance the well-being of our residents. This we pray. Amen. Item 2 on tonight's agenda is apologies. I feel we don't have any apologies. I confirm we do not have any apologies for tonight's meeting. Item 3 on tonight's agenda is declarations of conflicts or conflict of interest. Does any council have a conflict?
Jared Murphy has.
Thank you, Councillor Murphy.
The reason of my conflict is I am the contractor for swimming pools for the Shire, and the conflict is the last agenda item about the splash park, and I'll leave the room. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Murphy. Noted. I propose later on this evening in the meeting to move that the agenda items be swapped to accommodate that conflict. Item 4 on tonight's agenda is the confirmation of minutes for the previous meeting for the 22nd of October. Yes, Councillor Barton.
The minutes are incorrect. I've noticed an anomaly with item 7.2 of the minutes. There was a division called in the minutes, and in here it's not noted. So if that was corrected to include the division.
And may I ask that the nature of that division, Councillor Barton?
6 to 1.
We'll get to that.
Yes, it was 6 to 6.
Thank you. That's noted, and that will be
amended. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Eagle eyes again, Councillor Barton. Well noted. Do I have a motion? A mover and a seconder for the confirmation of the minutes as
amended.
As amended for the clerical insertion. For the confirmation of the minutes of the council meeting held on 22nd of October here this year. Thank you. Moved by Councillor Bartlett. Second by Councillor Lavella. Thank you. I'll put that. All those in favour? Carried. Thank you. Thank you, Councillor Murphy. I can see your hand up there. Item 5 on tonight's agenda is minutes of delegated and advisory committees. The advisory committees refer to the Adelaide League Committee, Annual General Meeting, minutes 8th of July this year. 2, Daisy Hill Community Centre Committee. I'll say AGM instead of Annual General Meeting, if that's okay. AGM 21 August this year. Denali Historic Precinct Management Committee, AGM, minutes, September 1 this year. Talbot Community Homes Committee, AGM, minutes, 13 August this year. And Talbot Town Hall Committee, AGM, 11 September. Councillors, do I have a mover and a seconder that council receives and notes the confirmed minutes, and the council receives and notes those very confirmed minutes? Thank you, Lavella. Councillor Lavella, pardon me. And thank you very much. Councillor Villiers. The next item of business is petitions. Councillors and Mr Harriott, do we have any petitions this evening?
No, we don't.
Thank you, Mr Harriott. There being no petitions, we now proceed to officers' reports. In respect to officer reports, in accordance with section 20 of the governance rules, there's been a request to change the order of the agenda items, and I so propose to move that. Sorry, if you just stand by, that the matter listed as 7.2 be heard after the matter 7.3, meaning that 7.2 will be heard last on the agenda item. I move that such amendment be made to the order of the agenda.
For a mover and a seconder.
Thank you, CEO. I ask for a mover and a seconder.
I'll move.
Thank you, Councillor Meyer. And seconded? Thank you, Councillor Lavella. Excuse me. All those in favour? Thank you. I'm getting there. First time. Carried. I now move to agenda item 7.1, the Carisbrook Railway Station update.
Now, is that the question of clarity
Yes.
with regards to this report?
Yes, of course.
Thank you. We would like to ask the officers' input. At the May 2025 council meeting, a notice of motion was adopted by council that the Carisbrook station be included in the council plan. That would not cost any money. Just one line in the council plan. My understanding is that if it's not in the council plan, it will not happen. But it does not have to happen overnight or this year. I just needed the Carisbrook station in the council plan. So I just need some clarity as to why that does not align with the plans listed in this recommendation. I'm not requesting for the redirection of any resources. I just requested for the Carisbrook railway station project to be put in the council plan.
Yeah, I don't think it's a point of clarification. It's more detailed than that, and I think you simply need to put the motion and see whether it survives or not.
Thank you, because it goes to the heart.
It does, and Councillor de Villiers will have opportunity to speak to the motion.
Indeed.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. Well, I will read the recommendation.
We just ask for a councillor to move a motion, and then they're entitled to either read that.
Thank you, or make an alternative. Does anyone have a motion? There being no mover, there'll be no motion.
Hello, I'll move it.
I beg your pardon, Councillor Murphy.
I will move the motion to get the proceedings underway. That's the motion on the books. Is that right, Mr. Mayor?
The question again?
The motion which is on the books.
Indeed, yes.
The recommendation which is on the books. I'll move the motion to get the proceedings on the way.
Thank you. And do I have a seconder?
I'll second it.
Councillor Meyer? We have a motion.
Okay.
I go to the recommendation. Does any councillor oppose the motion?
Yeah.
Councillors Bartlett?
Excuse me, Mr. Mayor, but I need to say what the recommendation is. or just say the recommendation, and I need to be able to speak first. I think that's the rules.
Councillor Murphy has already indicated that it's the motion,
Yes,
the recommendation on that page. That's what the initial conversation was about. So I think we've got that under control.
it is the same, the motion refers to the same recommendation, councillor Murphy.
But excuse me, Mr. Mayor, once I have said that I'm going to move the motion and someone seconds it, I have the right to speak first.
Yes, that's coming.
Indeed,
That's coming.
indeed.
It's the very next thing.
My misunderstanding, councillor Murphy, I thought you wanted me to read out the recommendation.
The recommendations as it is, I'm happy with that.
Would you like to speak to the motion, councillor Murphy?
I would like to move the motion which is in the agenda. Thank you.
All right. In that case, for the sake of transparency, I'll read out the recommendation. Council 1 notes the officer's update regarding the February 2025 notice of motion concerning the Carisbrook Railway Station. And 2 recognises that while the proposal may offer potential community and heritage benefits, Council will not be prioritising this project at this time, given it does not align with recently adopted financial plan, asset plan and council plan objectives, and would require the redirection of resources away from priority areas identified through community consultation. That is the recommendation. Would you like to speak to the motion, Councillor Murphy?
Yes, please. I decided just to put my hand up and move the motion so we can have debate. I'm a bit like, it seems like some of the others, that I do not understand if we don't have this in our 4-year plan. It could still be in our 4-year plan and we just leave it on hold for the future. It can be in our 10-year plan hold for the future. I think that we getting through we're drilling down a bit too far. That it's not in the 4-year plan. That's fair enough, but it's still stay in the 10-year plan, and for the future. And I'm okay with that. That's where I'm okay with. And I believe that is correct as we speak. And if someone could adjudicate saying it's in the 10-year plan but not in the 4-year plan, so in 4 years' time, it'll be in the 10-year plan, but I'll come back and look at it again. Now, that's what I believe is happening here. And maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I believe is happening here. And I would like some clarification on that, please, through the Mayor and through the CEO. Is that what's happening here?
Thank you, Councillor Murphy. Mr Harriott will now seek to clarify.
Thank you, Mr Mayor and Councillor Murphy. To clarify, this project is not in Council's current budget, it's not in Council's 4-year plan, and it's not in any longer financial plan, including the recently Council adopted financial plan, which is aimed to bring Council back into surplus over 5 years and to fully fund its renewals in that 5-year period as well. This is, as mentioned in the report, potentially a $6 million project, and I can confirm it is not in the 10-year program. It would take up a fair proportion, probably of the order of 60% of the capital program in any one particular year to fit it in, so it is not there.
Thank you, Mr Harriott.
And sorry, that is a recently adopted council position. Bringing this council back into a sustainable position.
Thank you. Now, I notice councillor Lavelle had her hand up.
Just a question. Could I do an amendment to that recommendation by adding another point? Point 3. Although it's not considered in the next 5-year plan, could it be considered in the further council plan beyond the 5 years?
So, Mr Mayor, you need to determine whether that's a suitable amendment. So there'd need to be a seconder, but you need to consider whether that is an amendment. My advice to you would be that that's possibly more than an amendment, because an amendment is a minor change to a word to provide greater clarity. That is a separate thing altogether. That's my advice to you.
Thank you, Mr Harriott. In the circumstances, I regard councillor Lavelle's suggestion as not inappropriate, given the length of time. We hope and pray that our financial position will come back to course. And whilst not seeking to disagree with Mr Harriott, I am hopeful that in 5 years' time that we may address this, noting, of course, the recommendation says at point 2 that council will not be prioritising this project at this time. So in that sense, I don't mean to be tricky, but I could submit that by having another 5 years merely redefines the length of time within subsection 2 of the amendment, of the recommendation. Pardon me. Having said that, is there a seconder?
What
Yes, councillor Murphy.
what happens to the motion that I put up and seconded? Shouldn't that go through first, then get that defeated, or if it's going to get defeated, then this amendment comes in?
The amendment must be dealt with first.
Or do I agree to the amendment, or should I
Nope.
say agree to the amendment and we can go forward?
There will be an opportunity to vote on the amendment, councillor Murphy.
Can we defer it to a later time?
I think you got it wrong. I think we got to go through the first motion first.
No,
Anyway,
sorry,
not my meeting.
I can clarify that. The amendment must be dealt with first, and if the amendment gets up, it becomes the motion. If the amendment's defeated, we go back to the original motion.
Right. Well, thanks for the clarification. Appreciate that.
Thank you, councillor Murphy. Councillor Meyer.
Can we defer this to a later matter, as I think this is not enough time and decision that we can make this decision now, as this has only come to us in our last thing brought to us by Anna, so I would like to defer this to a later time.
We have, obviously, ladies and gentlemen, numerous proposed amendments. Thank you, councillor Meyer. If I could just make a comment that given that the amendment seeks to in reality put off the decision until another 5-year period, I would humbly suggest that such is enough time to consider the matter, as the matter would be within the plan by that stage. Unless there be
Mr
further...
Mayor, that's not the advice that I've given to the councillors tonight. I'm giving advice that it's not within the 10-year plan.
The amendment.
And that is in line with an adopted council financial position only within the last month or two.
Thank you, Mr Harriott. In respect to the amendment as proposed by councillor de Villiers, such would be proposed to come in the next 5 years, in 5 years hence, which would possibly, and I do, I'm having this conversation almost with reluctance in public, but as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we have respectful discussions, sometimes where we disagree and then we work things out, so you're seeing it live. And I have full respect for Mr Harriott's points of views. Sometimes when we're working out wrinkles the iron needs to travel over the board a bit more. So, and I wish absolutely no disrespect or discourtesy to anyone in this chamber. I'm merely seeking to clarify where this agenda item is heading, because I've heard numerous different points of view, and in my estimation, because there are numerous different points of view, that gives me an indication that there are sufficiently different points of view such that perhaps the matter be put for another 5 years, as the thrust of Councillor de Villiers' amended motion is, and indeed as Councillor Myers' suggestion, not put as a motion yet, that the matter be deferred. Given that this is my first meeting, I'm really enjoying this, I must say, everyone.
So, Mr Mayor, if I may suggest,
Yes, of course.
if we could clarify Councillor Lavella's amendment, that would be the starting point, and then we need to get a seconder, and then debate it, vote on it, and see whether it survives.
Thank you. I'm indebted to you.
You're right.
Councillor Lavella, just to confirm, my notes suggest that there be an insertion at 7.1 and then dot again recommendation point 3, that the matter be considered in a further 5-year term after 5 years.
Yes. To revisit this.
5-year plan revisit. Okay.
The wording I haven't had time to put together, but I trust that the council will put the wording together.
No, we cannot do that. We must have the wording now.
Right.
All right, so, okay. Just that my computer went down, so I'm sorry.
That's all right. So did mine, Councillor Lavella, at the start of the night.
All right. So, can I borrow? 3. This. All right. So item 3, is that what? That this proposal be brought to council consideration in 4 years' time, which would bring it up to 29.
Pardon me, Councillor.
Oh.
Was that within or in 4 years' time?
Within,
Thank you. Of today's date?
of today's date.
I'll read. Any seconders? Any seconders for the motion?
So,
I'll second it.
Thank you, Councillor Lavella. The village standing first. Thank you. Moved. Vote.
When do I get to talk against this report?
Well, we've just
We've
given
just
you
made
4
a
years.
It might be a minute.
Yeah.
Can I talk to the motion afterwards?
And before putting the vote, you could have gone and followed the normal
Yes.
discussion.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Harry.
And I don't think you've taken the vote yet, so
Are there any? Are there any speakers against this motion?
Notice of
Amended motion.
point of order. The
Yes.
motion's been put. There shouldn't be any more talking to it. Correct.
No, we haven't counted, we didn't count the hands.
I thought that it hadn't been completed, so
So do you want to?
Did I get it all? Good. Okay, I just want to, point of clarification, I want to clarify that the project could potentially cost $6 million, but the ask would be that we come to council, that council sign a lease with Victrax. Victrax won't sign a lease with anybody else but council. That would be $8,000. Our Member of Parliament, Martha Hylett, has already started to talk to ministers of transport to see if they could resurrect the project they had a while ago to restore old stations. She's advocating to get Carisbrook Station restored. To her, it seems to be an important project. And Victrax is waiting for a response. Because the moment the lease is signed, Victrax will start acting on that, and they will start with audits of the buildings, and they will also be able to find funding to do the update and the restoration of the station. So I mean, the $6 million, I'm not quite sure how the finances work, will not be expected from council. There are a number of other organisations and authorities that will help to look for the money in order to progress this. That's just all I wanted to say.
Thank you, councillor Williams. I'll propose to move to the vote.
is there anyone else who wishes to speak?
Any other councillors wish to speak?
Does he have a right to reply?
No, we're dealing with the amendment just at the moment.
Just the amendment, okay.
Sorry, councillor Murphy, I see your hand raised.
Can I say I've got a right to say no, and then it's the reasons why I say no.
Yes.
Correct. I understand. Look,
Motion, that is councillor Murphy.
I understand where Councillor Vella's coming from, and I can really understand that, and that allows it to go into the fifth year, and I can believe that's okay. I don't think I have a right to talk about. I have a right to talk about Councillor de Villiers' $8,000 a year when we don't have the money to pay the $8,000 a year. And this whole motion now is about we're looking for 4 years down the track.
Indeed.
When we could bring it back to the table, whoever the council group is can bring it back to the table. So we don't. This is dead in the water for 4 years. That's what the emotions. That's what the amendment is about, and that's a clarification to the mayor and council developers. So we've got 4 years where it isn't looked at, and in 4 years' time, it could be brought back by a new council group if they wish.
Thank you.
Is that what the motion is?
Yes, it is, councillor Murphy, that it be put off essentially and to be reconsidered within 4 years of this date.
Thank you very much. That's all I need to know.
Yes.
I propose to move to a vote for the amended motion. All those in favour, please raise their hands.
I would like it to be the council plan.
Okay. All right, carried. Thank you.
Those against?
Pardon me, those against? Thank you, councillor Villiers.
The motion.
The motion is...
Amendment now becomes the motion, and you need to re-put the motion.
Thank you. I'm a bit like the fellow who's on the marionette at the moment. I now put that the amended motion be put, and I'll re-put that motion in its entirety, or just clause 3 of the recommendation.
No, it's the full motion, and the amendment becomes the
So
motion.
move.
Yes.
And just put it, and mover and seconder, and vote.
I move that the amended motion be put.
No.
Yeah, the amended motion becomes the motion, so you're now putting the motion.
Thank you very much.
So I'll move the
As the
motion.
amended motion has become the motion, do we have a mover?
I'll move the motion.
Thank you, Councillor.
I move that council notes the officer's update regarding the February 2025 notice of motion concerning the Carisbrook Railway Station, and 2, recognises that while the proposal may offer potential community and heritage benefits, council will not be prioritising this project at this time, given it does not align with the recently adopted financial plan, asset plan and council plan objectives, and would require the redirection of resources away from priority areas identified through community consultation. Number 3, that this proposal be brought back to council within 4 years' time to reconsider.
Thank you. Do we have a vote?
Do we have a seconder?
Do we have a seconder? Councillor Myers? I'm getting worse as time goes on, don't worry. And we'll go to the vote.
Anyone opposed to the motion?
Sorry.
Anyone opposed to the motion?
Opposed, you can have a discussion about the...
Opposed? So we're now open to discussion again on the same points. Yes, Councillor Bartlett.
I'd just like to address fellow councillors that the recommendations, the original motion which was brought before us in February earlier this year, I will read it out so we're all on the same page.
Sorry, Councillor Bartlett.
The
17.
is carried. The motion is amended, then becomes motion before the meeting, and the amended motion must then be put.
Which has been done.
No.
Okay. Motion. This is Councillor Murphy.
Yep, so it must be put. Saying,
Pardon me,
Discussion.
pardon me, Councillor Bartlett. I've just been properly advised by Mr Harriott that the amended motion must be put. And I now put the motion. Is there a mover
you've got mover and seconder.
and seconder?
So it's time to vote.
Can Councillor Bartlett have an opportunity to speak to this motion in some form?
Well, not in accordance with that. It says motion before the meeting,
Okay.
and the amendment
Okay,
motion
thank you, Mr Harriott.
must then be put.
Yeah. Well, further discussions then, Councillor Bartlett. I now put the motion to vote. We've voted again, so we'll vote another time. All those in favour? Councillors, that's all councillors but for Councillor Bartlett. Councillors Bartlett only.
Those against?
Those against?
Motion carried.
Call the
Motion
division.
carried.
Call the division.
Yes, of course. I call it division.
No.
Division for those four.
Those councillors in favour?
Councillors in favour? And those against? Thank you, Councillors Bartlett and de Villiers. That motion is carried. We will now move to agenda item marked 7.3. As I referred to earlier, 7.2 has been swapped. 7.3 refers to the statutory planning delegation policy, and it's on page 86 of tonight's agenda. For clarity, the recommendation in respect to the statutory planning authority. Yes, Councillor Butler.
Can I address the Mayor before we put the recommendation?
Technically, we should have the recommendation and a seconder before we start discussion, so
And an amended motion.
it's my advice to you, Mr Mayor.
We vote.
My advice to you is that you call for a motion and a seconder, and if someone gets in with a different motion, well, so be it.
All right.
Okay.
Also move the motion. The recommendation.
Councillor
The
Vella.
recommendation that council adopts the statutory planning delegation policy attached to this report.
And do we have a second now? There being no seconder, the motion
Slip.
falls away. What an entirely different experience to the previous agenda. Yes, Councillor Murphy.
So I'd like to now put in an alternative motion that we defer this policy until the February meeting. Never the situation to not have a policy, it's defer it to the February meeting.
Nope.
Thank you. We're now opening the table to discussions.
Mr Mayor,
Harron.
Mr Mayor, to do that, you need the provisions of a foreshadowed motion.
Well, sorry, Mr. Harriet, but that's what we're trying to do. We're going to foreshadow the motion. But
Councillor Murphy,
someone just stopped it. I don't know who stopped it, but that's what was going to happen. So this whole policy just falls off the table now.
Well, unfortunately, that's what happens if you don't make the decision and you don't have a foreshadowed motion provision in your governance rules. And we do not have a foreshadowed motion provision in our governance rules, and I was speaking to the Mayor about this afternoon. If there was, and there can be, when we do our revision of our governance rules, the councillor may predict during that discussion that that motion is going to go down, and to ensure that there's direction given to officers to proceed and the council to proceed in some manner, you use the foreshadowed provisions to foreshadow another motion. You don't have to read it at the time, but if the motion goes down, you go to the foreshadowed motion and whatever that is. But we don't have that provision, and look, it is critical that we stay within the governance rules, whether they're right, wrong, bad or good. Otherwise, we are... Sorry, we just need to follow.
Yeah. If I can add to the discussion, practically speaking, Councillor Murphy, I guess because there's no motion,
Can I say second?
I'll defer to Mr. Harriet on this. Thanks, Councillor Villiers. Practically, the motion or recommendation to be revisited at a later time, there being no prohibition on that. So, if that potentially answers your position, Councillor Murphy. So, in a practical sense.
I would expect, Mr Mayor, that we'll bring this back in
Yes.
its same form
It's
and see how it goes.
It's a very important part of our council's
Absolutely
duties.
critical.
So practically, Councillor Murphy, we can well expect to revisit this soon. I'm now moved to agenda item 7.2.
Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
Thank you, Councillor Murphy.
So Councillor Murphy's
Yes, confirming Councillor Murphy has left the room
and confirming his conflict of interest.
after he's anticipated and declared guilty at the start of the meeting. Thank you. I now move to the third report. Let me just go back. The second report, but third in order. I'll find the page, page 20, entitled Splash Park Feasibility Study. Do I have a motion, councillors? Councillor Bella.
The council notes the findings of the Splash Park feasibility study and acknowledges that the project is not financially viable. Number 2, publishes a Splash Park feasibility study on council's website and promote the, oh, here goes the computer again, sorry. Promote the fact that no further work is anticipated on the concept plan and confirms that the project will not be prioritised as it does not align with the objectives of the recently adopted council plan, financial plan and asset plan, and would require redirecting resources away from priority renewal projects identified through the community consultation.
Do we have a seconder? Councillor Bartlett. Does any councillor oppose the motion? Councillor Meyer. Yes.
He's just opposed to that, that's
Right.
right. So back to the mover. Would you like to speak to the
Would
motion?
you like to speak to the motion?
Yes, a feasibility study was commissioned to assess the viability of establishing a splash park play area in Maryborough, including both capital requirements and ongoing operational costs. An allocation of $30,000 was provided in 2020-2021 council budget to undertake this study, which was completed by independent consultants. The study estimated construction costs at approximately $1.4 million, with an annual operating cost of around $110,000. While there was strong community support for the project, the assessment identified that such an investment sits outside the council's current financial capacity. Although the Splash Park is not included in the priority projects for the next 4 years, this does not mean the proposed project has been dismissed. Council remains committed to improving its financial position to a level that is both responsible and sustainable, something that is not currently the case. At this stage, further community consultation or development of a concept plan could raise unrealistic expectations for delivery in the immediate future. Council will continue to monitor its financial outlook and revisit the project when it becomes more feasible.
Thank you, Councillor Bella. And Councillor Bartlett, do you wish to speak to the item?
No, nothing further, Mayor.
Thank you. Councillor Meyer, you wish to speak against the item?
Yeah, thanks, Mayor Green. I'm all for kids. I'm all for kids having activities to do. Kids off the streets, kids enjoying themselves, kids on playgrounds. I know we don't currently have the pool in town. What better way to get them introduced to water than a splash park? I fully understand that it's not that we're trying to go back to being in positive with our finances and stuff, but just like at Vic Roads, we need kids around water. They can't swim up at the res because there's not much water. Why are we the only shire around that does not have a splash park? Bendigo have heaps, Ballarat have 3, even Creswick's got one next to IGA. Surely the one next to IGA didn't cost 1.4 million, but my kids still enjoy it. So I ask why this isn't in our 4-year plan. We spend enough on playgrounds and other stuff around town. 1.4 million to get our kids enjoying it in the summer. I'm all for it. Like I said, it's another thing that's necessary, like our Vic Roads. We need kids around water. The last thing I want to see is a kid missing out that we don't have one. Thanks.
Thank you, Councillor Meyer. Do any other councillors wish to speak for or against this motion? In that case, I'll put the motion to the vote. All those in favour? Councillors, all those against? That's carried. That completes the agenda items. I now move to number 8. The next item is general and other urgent business. Does any councillor have any general business or urgent business? There being no general or urgent business, we can proceed to the next item on the agenda. Yes? No. No. I now move to notices of motion. The next item of business is notice of motion, and councillors, as we don't have any listed for this evening, we have none. Moving on to 10, confidential business. The next item is confidential business, and so we don't have any listed for this evening. We'll close the meeting.
Thank you.
Councillors and officers, that concludes all the business of tonight's meeting agenda. Thank you for your attendance, and also thank you for your patience, everyone. I declare the meeting closed. Thank you.